Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever provided liquidity in DeFi, you totally know that thrill of seeing a fee notification pop up. But what if I told you that earning fees doesn't actually mean you're making money? Today, we're going to crack open the playbook on how to make your DeFi positions not just earn fees, but become truly profitable. You know the feeling, right? It's a classic. And let's be real, a super frustrating scenario. You get these little notifications that make you feel good. Hey, you earned $5 in fees. But then you go and check your total capital, and somehow it's actually less than what you started with. The reason? Gross fees are the ultimate vanity metric in DeFi. And this, right here, is the absolute core truth of this entire explainer. Your real profit is what's left over after you subtract all the costs. And the two biggest profit killers? Gas fees for your transactions, and of course, the dreaded impermanent loss. You know, that potential loss you face when the price of your tokens shifts after you've deposited them. To actually win this game, your fee income has to get over both of those hurdles. So, how do we beat those costs? Well, our playbook has three critical levers we can pull. Let's dive into the first one, which is arguably the simplest one to get right: choosing your fee tier. So, check this out. This table breaks it down perfectly. On a protocol like Uniswap, you can think of this as a risk-reward spectrum. The more volatile and unpredictable a pair is, the higher the fee you need to charge to make up for that risk. It just makes sense, right? You wouldn't charge the same for a stablecoin pair that barely moves as you would for some wild meme coin. Here's a really simple framework you can just follow. For pairs that barely move, like two stablecoins, you go for that super low 0.01% tier to attract a ton of volume. For the big guys, the blue chips, like Ether and USDC, that 0.05% tier is usually the sweet spot. Then as you get into more volatile or exotic stuff, you just ramp up the fee tier to protect yourself. Simple as that. Okay, next up is lever number 2, the big L1 versus L2 battle. Because where you provide liquidity, it's just as important as what you provide. And believe me, the difference here is, well, it's huge. I mean, just look at these numbers. It's crazy. To add liquidity or rebalance a position on Ethereum mainnet, you could be paying over $100. Meanwhile, on a layer 2 like Arbitrum or Optimism, you're paying maybe $1 or $2 for the exact same action. Your fee income would have to be absolutely massive to make those L1 costs worth it. Yeah, this chart really drives the point home, doesn't it? Trying to actively manage a small or even medium-sized position on L1 is like using a private jet to deliver a pizza. The cost of the delivery just completely wipes out the value of what you're delivering. It just makes zero economic sense. Okay, so this leads us to what I'd call a golden rule. If your position size is under, say, $25,000, you should be on a layer 2, period. It is the single biggest decision you can make to stop bleeding money to gas fees. All right, on to our third and final lever. And this is the secret sauce. This is what separates the real pros from the beginners. It's all about finding the most capital-efficient pools by understanding a really simple but powerful ratio. It's called the volume to TVL ratio. And all it really does is measure how hard the money in a pool is actually working for you. A pool with a high ratio is generating a ton of trading fees relative to its size, which means your slice of the pie is going to be much, much more profitable. Now, you might look at this and think Pool B is the obvious choice, right? I mean, it's got $100 million locked up in it, but look closer. It's only doing $1 million in daily volume. Pool A is way smaller, but it's doing double the volume. Its capital is working way, way harder. And here's the kicker. For every single dollar you invest, you would earn 20 times more in fees from Pool A than from Pool B. This is exactly why you can't just chase the biggest pools. You have to chase the most efficient ones. Okay, so we've got our three levers, right? The right fee tier, the right network, and that sneaky volume to TVL ratio. Let's put it all together now and see the absolutely insane difference this playbook can make in a real-world scenario. So the setup is pretty simple. You've got $20,000 and you want to provide liquidity for one of the most popular pairs in all of DeFi, ETH/USDC. Let's see how three different approaches play out. First up, option A. I call this the L1 trap. You go to Uniswap on Ethereum mainnet. You earn a respectable $60 in fees for the month, but then the gas fees hit you. After paying $50 just to manage your position, you're left with a grand total of $10. Wow.
Okay, now for option B. Here, we just apply one lever from our playbook. We move to a layer 2. The fee income stays the same, $60, but just watch what happens to the gas costs. They plummet to just $5. And just like that, our net profit jumps to $55. Way, way better.
But hold on, now for the real optimized play. Option C. Here, we're using the full playbook. We're on a layer 2, and we found a protocol with a fantastic volume to TVL ratio. The combination of high fees and token emissions, which are basically extra bonus rewards the protocol gives you, skyrockets our monthly earnings to $300, while our gas costs are practically nothing. And the final result? Almost $300 a month in pure net profit. This isn't magic, right? It's just smart optimization using the levers from our playbook. I mean, that's the power of this playbook, right there. We achieved a nearly 30 times better outcome than the default strategy. That is the massive, massive impact of focusing on your net profit, not just your gross fees. So let's recap. Here's your profitability playbook, boiled down to the essentials. First, match your fee tier to the asset's risk. Second, use layer 2s to absolutely kill those high gas costs, especially for smaller positions. Third, hunt down those capital-efficient, high-volume to TVL pools. And above all, always think in terms of net profit. So I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. Take a good look at your current liquidity positions. Now that you have this playbook, can you spot the opportunities? Are you leaving money on the table? My guess is, with just a few of these tweaks, you could be earning a lot more. Thanks for tuning in.